guys, what's up? Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. DevOps. The moment we heard this word, we get lots of questions in our mind. What exactly DevOps mean? What are the roles and responsibilities of DevOps engineer in an organization? To understand this concept or this DevOps word, let's break up into two parts, Dev and Ops. A dev is a person who is from a development background or who is well versed about software development life cycle. Ops is a person who is aware about operations and infrastructure management. So when we combine this word, it becomes DevOps. A DevOps is a person who is responsible for improving the relationship by collaborating effectively between development and IT operations team in an organization. So, what skills do we need to be a good DevOps engineer? Do we really need a coding skills? To understand this or to answer this question, let me walk you through a small presentation. So let's get started. So guys, the first and foremost important skill for a successful DevOps engineer is the strong communication skill. Why this is needed? Because the job of DevOps person is to bridge between the silos and bring different teams together to work towards a common goal. AZURE, the founder of project management essentials, once said that the great DevOps engineers start by understanding the people, the culture, and how the organization runs. Once they have that idea in their mind, then they build a strategy that focuses on simplifying the overall operating environment to achieve a common goal of continuous delivery. So it's very important that you communicate effectively with your team so that you and your team can work together to achieve the common goal. Moving to the next one, here we have the broad understanding of tools and technologies. The DevOps person should have a very good and a broad understanding of the technologies used in continuous integration and continuous deployment, that is CI/CD pipeline. The first skill a DevOps person should know here is the source control, which is Git and GitHub. If we talk about Git and GitHub, you need to know the basics of the Git and GitHub, which ranges from creating a GitHub repository, adding a new file to a repository, creating a new branch, push the branch to the GitHub, and how can you commit, create, and merge the pull request, and many more commands which are needed for day-to-day operations. Now, moving to the next and the important skill here is continuous integration, which means integrating the code changes every time when it's updated by a developer into a shared/central repository, that is Git and GitHub. Once you have updated your shared and central repository, now it's the time to run the build and test it. How can we run that or how can we achieve that? There is a tool called as a Jenkins. There are many courses on Udemy related to Jenkins. I would highly recommend you to start learning the basics of Jenkins, which is how to create a schedule bits, setting up the slaves, launching the jobs on the slave node, all basic stuff which is needed to build and run and test your code. Moving to the next one is infrastructure automation. This is one of the most important tasks which every organization is striving to achieve, which ranges from installing an operating system to installing and configuring servers on instances to configuring how the instances and software communicate with one another and many more. To achieve this, there are many tools available in the market, which is Puppet, Ansible, Datadog, and many more. But I would say you to learn Ansible or Puppet. You do not need to learn everything, but you need to know the basics of it to how to achieve the automation. So I would highly recommend you to learn Ansible, which is very simple tool. It does not require any coding skill. It uses its own code which is embedded into a YAML file, which is nothing but a key value file. So guys, I would recommend you to learn the Ansible by getting some course enroll on Udemy or a code cloud, which is well known for DevOps, for Kubernetes, for Docker, and many more technologies. Moving to the next skill needed here to be a DevOps engineer is orchestration technology, which is a Docker or a Kubernetes. These days, many organizations are encouraging to use Docker or a Kubernetes because it gives you the control to automate the multiple tasks, including provision and deploying the containers, allocating the resources between the containers, scaling the containers, shifting the containers from one host to another if the host becomes unavailable or there are lack of resources, load balancing, and many more. So guys, I would highly recommend you to enroll for the Docker or a Kubernetes course on a Udemy or a code cloud uh, institute. They offer a very good courses starting from the beginner to the advanced. There are certain certifications available related to Kubernetes, like certified Kubernetes administrator, certified Kubernetes developer. So please enroll and start learning the things. You must be thinking why I have included big picture thinking here. Why? Because DevOps is not only the coding, it's the responsibility involved looking at the broader picture and understanding the needs of the client and delivering a better product to the customers. So it's very important that whenever a issue or a thing gets breaked, you need to look at a broader picture that how can we put a fix to it. Moving to the another important skill needed for any DevOps engineer is the cloud technology. These days, the organizations are opting to the cloud technology, be it AWS, Google, or Azure. It's very important that you have the fundamentals of one of the cloud technology. I would highly recommend you to figure out what your organization is opting for the cloud technology. If your organization is going with Azure, learn the Microsoft Azure fundamentals, which is AZ900. Once you have done that, you can go for an administrator, which is AZ104. And also, if you are into the security stuff, I would highly recommend you to get the certification of AZ500, which is Microsoft Azure Security Administrator. So guys, it's very important to upgrade your skills as many of the organizations are moving into the cloud technology. Moving to the last skill of the DevOps is the flexibility and the security. When we talk about flexibility, that means multitasking. The DevOps engineer should be able to work on multiple time or multiple it's multiple tasks at the same time as the all tasks are critical and need to be delivered within the SLA. Not only this, now moving to the security, there are many other stuff the DevOps need to do in order to make your environment secure. That is, writing the secure code to protect the applications from unwanted attacks. Not only this, in addition to this, he should be ensuring that the systems have the defense mechanism in place against common cybersecurity vulnerabilities. So guys, you need to be aware about the basic networking principles as well as how can we protect the infrastructure of our application or in an organization. I hope this video was informative and will help you to take your decision accordingly. Until then, kindly like, subscribe and comment if you have liked this video. Bye, take care and stay safe.